You're listening to the audio production of Healing Stones by Nancy Rue and Stephen Arterburn, published by Thomas Nelson and read by Pam Turlow.
Chapter 1. I sneaked down to the boat that night to say this couldn't happen anymore. Mind you, I didn't want to. Ripping a man's heart out wasn't up there with things I relished. I don't know what I thought would come of things in the end, but I never envisioned this. This fell into the have-to column. When you've made a mess so major you can't hope any more that somehow things will turn out all right on their own, you have to fix them. I made my usual way through the shadows, glancing back out of habit to be sure no one saw me. No one frequented the Port Orchard Yacht Club on late February evenings, and even I wouldn't have to anymore after tonight. I sucked in damp Washington air and breathed out my urge to run from the pain. Then I slid my hand into the pocket of my pea coat, felt the key card waiting in its satin hiding place, and curled in on myself, plastic card digging into my palm. Would everything that reminded me of Zach torture me from now on? This was just the key to the ramp. What was going to happen when I saw his face? I managed to get the gate unlocked and then closed it behind me, clanging like a prison door. Yes, I waxed dramatic, but everything inside seemed to hold a piece of him. Zach always had a field day with the curled-up ad on the bulletin board asking for a stud for a Yorkshire Terrier. Every time I picked my way in the dark down the puzzle grating on the gangplank, I anticipated his arms around me. I started down narrow dock C, the open-ceilinged hallway lined with cheerful doors that led to covered inside boat slips, and I could hear Zach chuckling over the limp Valentine's Day wreath that hung over a faux porthole, reds and pinks oozing damply into each other. I belonged on this slender path to Zach's door. It always seemed to close behind me, holding me in that one safe place. How then would I get out after I'd said what I came to say? My, Demitria, you sure know how to arrange things. My hand was barely on the knob when the door to his slip came open, and Zach filled the doorway, and me. "Hey, Prof," he said. Standing there with him so close, I ached. I fought to remember how I'd steeled myself for this. I was doing it for Rich and our kids, because it was the right thing, because I couldn't do the wrong thing anymore. Zach stood silhouetted with the boat rocking behind him until he pulled me through the doorway onto the enclosed dock and into the intoxicating musky smell of his neck.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?